Hello there. Okay, it's project time. So, as I said, first one I'm going to be doing is the axe. Now, I don't know how we're going to go about this. It's not going to be a great piece of work where you can see the grain and the fucking... It's not going to be a restoration. I'm just bringing it up to a standard where we can use it. That's all. Nothing pretty. But we are going to tidy it up and just make it usable. So I think what we're going to do is first take this head off it, get that bit of wood out of there, see what we're dealing with. Jesus Christ, 20 minutes it took me to get that off. A bit mangled. I used that and I think that's where that was hit on that, but never mind, it can be repaired. That's a weight, that is. Yeah, it's off. So I think now what I'll do is work on the handle. Yeah, it's going to need work. Well, obviously. I mean, I'll even have a bit of tape around it as well at the top just to protect it. I'll give it a go, like I said before. I'm not going to make it a work of art. I just want it to be functional. Well, I've seen some people wrap gaffer tape around the top here. I think I might be doing that, but I'll see how it goes with this bit first. So in the vise, I've put a yellow rag around the handle just so the vise don't damage it any more than what I've already done. So I think what I'll do with a chisel is just try and scrape this rough edge off. I'll give the whole thing a good sanding over with quite a rough paper, and then like smaller grit paper. I don't know the terminology, but then we give it a bit of an oiling after it's all sanded, and we're saw the rough end off here where it's all splintered. See where it goes from there. I got the worst of that off from the... Oh shit, splinter that. Yeah, what I'm doing is just taking the worst of it off and giving it a smooth down. Now I'm going to work down here and just see where it goes, really. What I'm trying to do is take off all of this, anything on the outside of the wood, so I'm just left like grease, dirt, any varnish that might have been on here, oil stuff. Just so I'm left with the bare woods, just so the oil, the teak oil, I think I'm going to use teak oil for this. But I've got boiled linseed oil as well. I think I'll go with the teak oil, just because I like the colour it gives off. Whoops. And yeah, I just want to get down to bare wood, so we can let it sink in there a bit more. Don't know if you're picking it up, but you can see where I've sanded it's lighter and the darker part, obviously. So this bare wood, this is not. I just thought I'd try out the new gloves actually, because I've got like 4 splinters already from this bloody thing. But yeah, give the new gloves a go, see how they work, and so far no splinters. And yes, I know what this looks like, so don't leave any comments about wanking, because it's got nothing to do with it. It just means you've got a dirty mind. I might just do it with the rough sanding block. I might not bother with a smaller grit paper. Yeah, it's smooth enough. So, I mean, I don't know what grit this is. It's actually off of a belt sand. I've just put it around a wooden block. So, I have to bang it out occasionally just to get the dust out between the grains of sand. Otherwise, it loses its effectiveness. Cleaning it up nice. I think the oil will give it a nice. I might just, yeah, like I say, cover the top of it in tape and leave the handle bare. I don't know if I'd apply varnish afterwards. I think I'd just leave it oiled. I don't know if it got wet that it might slip out your hand or something. See, I'm doing this bit without the gloves, but I'm using the gloves as a good rest. It just stops this dent in the glove, and it takes the shape of that nice. It holds it still. I think this is where most of your grip's going to go when you're holding it, so it's quite important. So I'm going to make an extra special job of this bit. It's come along quite nice. Getting the bottom bit done now, so it's actually starting to look quite good for what it is. It's a bit raggy, but that was WD-40, a lot of that, so I don't know where we're going with that top bit, but I'm going to just worry about the bottom bit for the minute. And what I'm going to do is, when I start oiling this up with the teak oil, I'll just give it a coat, do a bit of work on the blade, another coat, back to the blade, just keep putting layers of oil on it, let it soak in, do its thing. But yeah, I think we're getting there now. It won't be long. It's really just a case of just trying to keep this neat. I want to keep the original shape of it. Or as close to. I did decide to use a smaller grit as well, so yeah, P120, whatever that means. But yeah, now it really does look like that. So, answers on a postcard. It's the only practical way of doing this. So, but I keep dropping the bugger. That is making it nice and smooth. That I can run my hands all over that where I couldn't before. So we're getting results. Right, so I think I'm done sanding now. Yeah, I think it's come out bloody nice. Looks like a new handle. Until you get up there. But that is just WD-40 and stuff. So I think I might tape it if the head goes about here. Maybe put some tape to about here. I don't know, but it's actually a good piece of wood. I think it might be hickory. I don't know what type of wood. I know they do use hickory to make these, so I'm going to assume that this is hickory. But yeah, it feels nice in the hand. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get some of that teak oil on this, give it a coat, and then we're going to get on with the blade. Right, so what we're doing now, we've got a bit of teak oil and a bit of cotton rag. Now these have child safety caps on. What you're going to do, just fold it Well, this is how I use boiled linseed oil. I haven't actually used this teak oil yet. I just want to start rubbing it on there. Oh yeah, that's a nice golden colour. And just cover the whole section you're doing, making sure you get every nook and cranny. Nice even coat. And just keep rubbing it in until it's pretty much dry from the heat of your hand. Now, I've got this held in the vise at the moment, but you don't need a vise for any of this really if you're doing it. I just happen to have one. That's another thing I got given during the house move as well for helping, so yeah, thank you for that as well, Denise. It's helped me in so many things. That it's a handy bit of kit to have in your shed is a vise. And that's it for now with the teak oil. So, as you can see, it's still a bit wet, but I'm going to leave that outside just to dry. Like I said, it's not going to be neat, it's not going to be a piece of artwork, it's just a practical tool to go in the trailer. So, I think that's a good job for now. What I'm going to do is get started on the blade now, and then we might come back to this later. Now here's a little safety tip. If you're using linseed oil or teak oil, always remember that these things can spontaneously combust sometimes. Now what you can do is just put them in something which ain't going to catch fire. Just leave it in there and put it outside, away from anything like the bins. Don't just throw it in your bin because you might cause a fire. So just dispose of it safely. Right, so let's have a look at the blade. It's got a lot of dirt on it, rust, black bits and just corrosion and shit. So I think what we're going to do, give this a go over with the wire brush and see what we got there. Ain't got to be fancy, just get the crap off it. Now I think the next thing we'll do is wrap this in a rag or something, cover it in WD-40, leave it overnight and see if that will clean some of the stuff off it. And then we can come back to that tomorrow or something. And we'll start looking at getting it sharpened. So lay something out so you don't damage your bench. A nice bit of tissue or something that'll just hold a lot of the oil, and then just give it a coating, I guess. Okay, so it's the next day. So I left this overnight wrapped in a bit of kitchen roll, and I covered it in WD-40. So I don't know, so a lot of the rust has come off it. It's still going to be brown. I think I'm just going to keep it brown anyway. I'm not going to make it silver and shiny. But like I said, it's just practical. As long as you keep them oiled, I think they'll be alright. So yeah, I think what we're just going to do now is get this excess oil off of here. Can see the markings now on the I still can't read it. So I've only just got up, so a bit of sleep still. Yeah, I think that's clean enough. I just want to let the rest of that soak in, let the oil come off it, and then we'll get it in the vise. I've got to work on sharpening it now. I might use the angle grinder, or I might just go at it with the files and the sharpening stone. I'm not sure at the moment. Okay, so update on the handle actually. It's come out bloody lovely. Look at that. Oh, the wall there. I'll go that way. And it's smooth, no splinters, it feels good, it's strong. Now I did give that another cheeky coat, you didn't see, but it's had 2 coats of teak oil. So I might just give it a 3rd and maybe a 4th coat throughout this process. That's done. I do try and get here as well, but just so it's all even with the oil. A bit of cloth on there. So yeah, so I'll give that another coat now. And that might just do it, I'm not sure. But the more oil the better, I think. Just let it soak in plenty. Makes it water resistant. Weatherproof. It supples up the wood as well. It's not going to crack. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I know a little bit about woodwork. I try restoring air rifles as well, but I'm alright. I wouldn't call myself a gunsmith or anything, but I do like to take mechanisms apart on shotguns and things. I mean, all my guns that I own, I take apart cog by cog, spring by spring, so I might start making some videos on that as well when I get a lot of these projects out of the way. And it's just something else. Anyway, if you've got the same gun, I mean, I know a lot of people that have got replica pistols and things, and they take them apart, so it goes wrong with them, and they can't get them back together. So a lot of the time they bring them to me and say, can you put it back together please? Just a case of building up a mental map in your head of where you lay things out. You've got to have a workspace and the correct tools. Yeah, so that's the 3rd coat now we're putting on. That's all covered. Just make sure you've got every bit of it, each coat, and then you can ensure they're even coats. Just go around it, rubbing it into it's almost feels dry, if you know what I mean. Not so it's dripping all over the place. It looks like a messy process, but it's not. It's just quite a clean process. Yeah. So we'll leave that one to dry, and I might give it a 4th. Right, so sharpening the blade. Right, what I'm going to be using is a series of tools. My 30p files. Told you they're coming handy. But if that doesn't do the job, this will. So I don't want to use this in here because of all the sawdust. I mean, look, there's shitloads of it, so it might cause a fire. So I'm going to have to wait till the weather clears up out there a bit. I might take this outside, and with my other vise that screws on and stuff, clamp that to a bit of wood, and then give it a bit more of an edge. Then I'll go at it with the files. I think that sounds like the easiest plan. And then once that's done, we can then marry that to this, do the tape, put the wedge in. I've got to find a good wedge actually. I've got a load of scrap metal down there, so I'll have a look. I might have to cut something out with that. But I think we'll get this done today, not sure. So that's giving it a bit of an edge, just something to work off of. It's actually quite sharp like that, but not as sharp as I'd like, and it needs tidying up. So yeah, I know a lot of people will say, oh, you'll fuck up the heat treatment on it using an angle grinder. Well, I don't care. It's a project. Only paid £8 for the damn thing. £4, £8, I can't bloody remember now. But you know, I'm not a swordsmith or nothing. I'm just doing the best I can with what I've got. So I think now I'll put that in the vise and get the files on it. What I'm trying to do is use my thumb as a guide so it doesn't keep going everywhere. So you just get a nice straight edge basically. Just move your hand along. Now this is the smoothest file I've got. It's not as... I'm not going to use a bloody rasp. But fucking hell, that's quite sharp. Let's try and line that back up. There you go. I think the last step, what I'm going to do after this, is put it on the whetstone and give it a good go on that. That'll polish all that up anyway, sharpen it up, and I might even strop it as well with the strop for the razor. So yeah. Alright, so I've got the little vise you saw outside. I like this because it goes that way and you can turn it the other way. It's adjustable and you can put it anywhere. That one is kind of stuck there. Anyway, what I'm going to do, get some water. I'm going to soak my whetstone. So it's nice and wet. I really want something to dry your hands on. I'm going to get it, dust the crap off it. I'm just going to start finding that bit there where it sits. And just sliding it back and forth. Now just to give it a finer edge. Yeah, look, you can see stuff's coming off now. Oh yeah, that's nice. Try the other side then. Again, plenty more, bit more water. This is just plain water. I think you can get oil stones as well. Getting there. What I want to do is get another stone like this for the trailer. This one I'll keep in the shed. I might put this one in the trailer. I think this vise will be going in the trailer or another one like it, just so you can carry out work like this a bit easier. We'll see. I've got a shopping list. Just things I'll be getting together as and when I can to go in there. Dry. Okay, so it's probably 2 days later now because I was busy. But what I was doing, I thought, sod it, you know what, I'll clean up the brown stuff off this blade and try and make it a bit shiny, because I can change my mind. And I discovered something. It has bloody writing on it. Can you believe that? So I know what make it is now. And then, look, we can clean up that bit that I discovered, and then the bit I showed you a little while ago. So what I want to do, see what's on both sides of this, and then sharpen it. And I'm going to be using my drill with my cleaning thing on. Yeah. Okay, so for the last half hour I've been using this thing. I've finished it off with the cotton wheel. First started with that, moved on to that, and like I said, the cotton wheel on the drill. Right, so you want to see it? Look at that. Like it's bloody chrome plated. What lies beneath? You can see that with the shining, but that's what lies beneath. There. Now I believe it's British Army because of the arrow. 1952. So it's one old bloody axe. And there you go with the £4.5. Now, I don't know what to do. Shall I go at this with the file and neaten out the edges? Should I? I don't know. It's older than I thought. Worried about using it now. It's a bit of a relic. Yeah. Now if you imagine that on that, so let's do that. It's going to be a proper axe. I don't think I'm going to add the tape onto the blade at this point. So filing it then, I'm going to give it a go just on a small inconspicuous area with my weakest file. We're going to see how that goes. So, I'm not going to go mad. I'm just going to try and take the sharp edges off of the back of it and the burrs and that. It's not going to be bloody a laser cut professional job. It's just going to tidy it up a little bit. That's all. It's working. Just this vice ain't holding it still because of this fucking cloth, but I don't want to fuck up the rest of the blade. Right, so there you go. That's as flat as I dare to take it, but it takes all the sharp bits off of there. I think now it's time to put the two together, which is the next thing, and then it should be a working axe. And obviously I'm going to put that on properly, but hang on, there you go. It'll look something like that. As you can see, it's a completely different thing compared to what it was. I haven't got a before and after picture, but I'll do an after picture at the end and a close-up of all the stamps on it. So I think what I need to do now is make a wedge that can go in and open out the wood and get something to sit up there, because that's what was originally there. I don't know why, but I'm going to look for some bits and we're going to figure that out. Okay, so we're finished, and the finished product, look at that, looks like a bloody chrome plated axe. I mean, there's a few little bits of pitting in the blade and that which I can't get out, but you know, overall that's good. Now, I did say I wasn't going to make it look pretty throughout this whole process, but I think it looks good as it is. For what it was to what it is now, really need a wider lens so I can do this. I just have to do that for you. And there you go. And you've got all your markings. You can see where somebody's been putting poles in with it. That's the other bit. And then, where's that other? There you go. I think you got the old, see that? So, what I did is I put some wedges in here. I don't think you can see them because of this damn light, but bits of metal. That's splitting the wood out. I filled it up with the wood inside and cut it level. And that's it. I'm not going to give that another coat. What I might make for it though, because this is sharp now, is a rawhide sort of thing that goes over the front and ties on the back to keep it safe. So, the overall cost of this thing is £4 for the axe, £1.20 for the T-coil, which equals £5.20. Don't think it's rubbish, because it's not rubbish. The other thing I might do though is just put a bit of T-coil on this wood here and this bit here just to seal it in. Nothing major. I'm not going to put tape on it just yet. I'm going to see how it goes with it, because I think this might be a bit of a weak spot here, but I'm still going to use it. If this breaks, then what I'm going to do is just build a whole new handle, do a video on that, make that another project. Other than that, it's finished. So you just want to see how sharp it is. It's hard to do it with one hand, but yeah, that's sharp. Sharp enough to do that, I'm happy. It's only chopping wood. I mean, you couldn't shave with it, but that's it. Plus I got bit by it yesterday. Fucking, yeah. Watch what you're doing. So yeah, right, thanks for watching. I know it's been a long video, longest one I've done so far, but I did get past the 15-minute thing. I sorted that, so if this is up, that's done. So look forward to more long-winded videos. Thanks for watching. See you soon. I'll put some close-ups of this so you can see all the markings up close and that. Look forward to them. See you soon. Bye for now.